Thomas, the tank engine, was ill. Workmen tried to make him feel better, but it was no use. Edward must take you to the works, said the Fat Controller. Thomas felt very miserable. Then the Fat Controller turned. Then the Fat Controller turned towards Duck. I want you to help Percy and Toby while Thomas is away. Then the Fat Controller turned towards Duck. I want you to help Percy and Toby while Thomas is away, he said. Duck said it was an excellent idea. He knew good men, and he showed Annie and Clarabelle all around the branch line. Take care of Thomas's coaches, said Terrence the tractor. He will sure miss them while he is away. Annie and Clarabelle were delighted. He's very kind to us, said Annie to Clarabelle. And he sure does know good manners. He sure does, Clarabelle, said Annie. When Thomas came back, Annie and Clarabelle told Thomas how excellent Duck had managed. Thomas was so pleased to be home that he forgot to be jealous. The works had left Thomas's handbrakes very stiff. It made them seem that if they were hard on, but in fact, they were not. As a result, he and his coaches often overrun the platform. Thomas felt this the most embarrassing. Gradually, his driver and fireman had learned to be extra careful. But one more day, Thomas's fireman was ill, and a relief man took his place. The fireman had fastened the coupling and joined the conductor and driver and passengers on the platform to wait for Henry's passengers. The fireman had forgotten all about Thomas's handbrake and wasn't even paying attention. "Not long now," said Thomas, in no one particular. Then, Henry was soon slowly approaching, and then suddenly Thomas felt like his wheels were beginning to move. He tried to stop, but he couldn't without his driver and fireman. He tried to whistle a warning, but he couldn't do that either. Both the conductor, fireman, driver, and passengers were all stranded on the platform. "Stop! Stop!" shrieked Annie and Clarabelle. But Thomas, with plenty of steam, kept on going. An alarm went off down the line. "Stop the runaway!" And there, ready for action, was Harold the helicopter. The inspector climbed on board. Go ahead. And then, all together, they all took off into the sky. At last, Thomas was feeling tired. "I need to stop. I need to stop," he panted. As soon as they were just approaching the next station. The inspector entered the platform slowly enough to act. Judging his moment, the inspector scrambled into the cab and screwed the handbrake hard on. At last, Thomas stopped. He and the inspector were really relieved, and then they thanked Harold. "There's nothing to it. Glad to be at service any day," word Harold. "Shoo," remarked the inspector. "You must never let this happen. You should not let..." "Shoo," remarked the inspector. "You must not let this happen again, Thomas." Wearily, Thomas agreed with him.